Hey guys, Kevin here with a little anecdote for you at the Seoul Institute for the Arts. I'm going to tell you today about my worst restaurant experience I've ever had. So, my girlfriend and I, well, ex now, but we went to Yeongdeungpo in Seoul, and a lot of good restaurants there. So we're looking around and, oh yeah, chamchi, which is tuna. They basically have a guy cutting up different parts of the tuna. They just keep putting it in front of you and you eat as much as you want. It's not cheap, but very, very good, very good. So I won't name it so I don't get in trouble, but it's a chamchi restaurant on the main street in Yeongdeungpo. So we go in, and the first thing we should have noticed was that there was 3 people in there. It was very empty. It was like 8 p.m. on a Saturday too. So we come in, they leave 10 minutes later. It's just us. And so we order the sushi, the tuna. Starts bringing it, and we get a little bottle of baekwaju, which is like an herbal wine. Very good. It's very flowery, very herbal. And the first thing that should have tipped us off was the fact that we got the bottle, we got our little glasses, right? And the sushi chef, the guy who's cutting the sushi, he gets a cup from under the counter and he goes, and I'm looking at him like, what are you doing? What are you doing? My girlfriend and I are drinking some wine. Why would I give you any? I didn't say this, of course I'm thinking this, right? But, you know, I'm not a Korean, who knows? It's just a glass. It's not that much. It's like this big. Pour him a little bit. He goes, cheers, and he drinks it. This was just the beginning. So, there's also the woman who is not the chef, but she's serving, right? So she comes up. She's actually very nice, which, you know, that'll change later, but for now, she comes up, she's very sweet. I don't speak Korean that well. She's talking to my girlfriend. And she's talking about how, I was explained to this later by my girlfriend. She's talking about, I married my elementary school teacher. I was like, Jesus, that's weird. Because she was like 50 anyway. So obviously she was of age to get married. It wasn't like a child bride or anything. But she must have been like 22, maybe, I guess, and the guy must have been like 50. At least by that point, he would have been a lot older. So there's a massive gap there in age, and this isn't the worst part though. And then she says, oh yeah, he eats me up like dessert, which it's in Korean, but it's basically the translation. And I'm looking at my girlfriend like, what is going on? Like, why would you tell someone that? It's so bizarre. So next, she's looking at our food, and you kind of put, like, they give you seaweed little bits, and you put some rice on there, and you put the tuna on top, and kind of like, not wrap it, but, you know, put it in your mouth. And so she kind of looks at her plate, and she's like, oh, hey, with her bare hands, which I imagine are clean, but that's not the point. I'm looking at her, she's looking at me. Boom! Right in my mouth. Just like popped it in my mouth. And again, I don't think her hands were dirty, but it's like, I don't really want to be fed by some middle-aged woman in a sushi restaurant. So at this point, you're probably thinking, well, she's overly friendly and overshares. He's lonely, it's pretty dead in there, it's just us. He just wants some wine with the customers. And you're right, it's not a problem, it's just weird. This is where that changes though. There's a woman who's in the back. She's cutting up vegetables. I don't really think much of her. All of a sudden, yeah! She's got the knife. She's standing in the back. She's yelling at the woman who's been nice to us. The woman who's been friendly to us, she's like 3 feet away from us. She goes, they start screaming at each other. And the guy's in between us, because he's right in front of us, right? And he's cutting up sushi, and this is the best part. I look at him like, and he just looks up. Like this is the most normal thing in the world. This is like a daily occurrence. And so the woman, she's not really threatening, right? She's just standing there, but she still has this knife. She's screaming her head off. It's insanity. So, like all fights, it simmers down. She goes back to cutting vegetables. This is bad, but it's not as bad as what happens next. So the woman who's been friendly to us, she goes up to my girlfriend. She's like, hey. My girlfriend's like, we're trying to eat, right? We're trying. And so she's like, hey, come here. She takes my girlfriend by the arm. They go outside the restaurant, like the front door, outside. And I'm here with the chef, and an angry woman cutting vegetables. It seems like an eternity, but it was probably only 2 minutes. So they come back, and my girlfriend sits down, and we're looking at each other, and I'm just like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. No all-you-can-eat sushi is worth this. So we pay and we go, and of course the question on my mind is, well, what the hell happened outside, right? So, while they were outside, she takes my girlfriend and says, is that my problem that she complains that she doesn't get paid enough? How is that my fault? She always complains about how I don't pay her enough, and I do this, and I do that. Again, I'm inside, I have no idea what's happening, but I'm alone and I'm thinking, we gotta get the fuck out of here, now. So 2 minutes, which felt like an eternity, she comes back, she sits down. I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here. So we got enough food, which was nice for the price. But I go up and like, we pay and we leave. And of course, again, well, what happened, right? She goes, well, she tells me this story in English. And I wasn't mad until then. I was a little, a little angry, but I wasn't like fuming, right? She tells me this, oh my God. She takes my girlfriend out of the restaurant, outside, to tell her about the problems that she has with her coworker. Now I'm pissed, right? So angry. So, God, we went and got a drink and I want to say that we laughed about it later, but we probably didn't. I laugh about it now. But then, oh my God, so angry. So if you're in Yeongdeungpo, go anywhere but a sushi restaurant, please.